3:33. For the past 7 years, my mum has woken up at exactly 3:33 a.m. Not around 3:30, not sometime between 3 and 4, exactly, 3:33. At first, I thought it was just one of her quirks, some weird internal alarm clock, but as the years went on, through vacations, power outages, time zone changes, it never failed. 3:33. She never talked about it. We just accepted it. Like the way she started sleeping with the hallway light on, or how she always double-checked that my bedroom window was locked, even when I was grown. But last night I couldn't sleep. Something felt off. The house was too quiet, the air too still. I stared at my clock, 3:32. And then I heard her, the sound of the mattress shifting, her feet on the floor. I waited. 3:33. I got out of bed and went to her door. It was open. She was sitting on the edge of her bed, staring straight ahead, eyes wide like she hadn't blinked in hours. "Mum?" I whispered. "Why do you always wake up now?" She didn't turn, didn't flinch. Then, in a voice so quiet I almost didn't hear it, she said, "Because that's when they let me go." I frowned. "What?" Slowly, she looked at me, and for the first time in my life, I didn't recognize her. Her eyes were glassy, her face blank, but there was something else. Something behind her expression, like something was watching through her. "I wasn't supposed to come back," she said, "but I begged, for you." My mouth went dry. She turned fully toward me, her shadow stretching unnaturally long across the floor. "They said I could stay, as long as I returned for 3 minutes every night." At 3:33, I took a step back. "Returned where, Mum?" She smiled, but her lips didn't quite move right. Then she whispered, "I hope they don't ask for you next." And the clock turned to 3:36. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. I sat in my room, heart hammering in my chest, every creak of the house sounding like a whisper from the dark. I kept glancing at the clock, watching the minutes pull away from 3:36 like distance might mean safety, but I couldn't shake her words. "I hope they don't ask for you next." Morning came. She made pancakes, just like nothing happened. She laughed at the morning news, asked if I had plans that day. Not a trace of the woman from last night, the hollow voice, the strange smile, the darkness in her eyes. "Did you sleep okay?" she asked, sipping coffee. I stared at her. "You don't remember?" She tilted her head. "Remember what, honey?" I wanted to scream, but instead I asked, "Where do you go?" "When it's 3:33. Her smile faltered. A flicker of recognition, or fear, crossed her face. She stood up too quickly. "I think I left the stove on." She didn't touch the stove. That night, I stayed up, determined to see it again, to know if I imagined it. 3:30. I crept to her bedroom door. She was already sitting up, like she'd never even been asleep. Her face was turned toward the window, where the moonlight poured in. Except, there was no moon. The sky was black, like something had swallowed it whole. Then the air shifted. I can't explain it. Like gravity flipped inside out for a moment. My ears popped. The hallway buzzed like a wasp nest. 3:33. My mum turned her head toward me, but her body didn't move. Her eyes rolled back, her mouth opened, and I heard a voice, but not hers. "She's breaking the rules, child." It sounded like it came from underneath her skin. "You were not meant to know." I froze. My legs wouldn't work. My body wouldn't breathe. Then my mum's head snapped forward and she let out a choking gasp, like surfacing from deep underwater. Her eyes refocused, and for a moment she looked terrified. Not of me, of what she'd just left. "Go back to bed," she whispered. "Please, before they notice." "But who?" She grabbed my wrist, tighter than she ever had in her life. Her nails dug into my skin. "Promise me you'll never be awake at 3:33 again, ever." I didn't promise. I wanted to. But I couldn't, because I needed to know what was waiting in that silence. And the next night, I set my alarm. I set the alarm for 3:31 a.m. I lay in bed, fully dressed, phone clutched in one hand, flashlight in the other. The house was silent, but my thoughts weren't. My mum knew something she was too scared to say, something that hurt just to remember, something that watched. The alarm buzzed. I turned it off before it could make a sound. 3:31. I crept out of bed and tiptoed down the hall. Her door was open again, same as the night before. She was sitting upright, eyes fixed on the wall, but this time she wasn't alone. There was something standing behind her. At first I thought it was a shadow, but shadows don't breathe. Shadows don't tilt their heads. Shadows don't whisper your name. Come closer, it said. I didn't want to move, but my feet disobeyed. My mum's eyes locked with mine. But she didn't say a word. Just the smallest shake of her head, pleading. Don't. But it was too late. The thing behind her reached out a hand, impossibly long fingers, joints where there shouldn't be, and pointed directly at me. The clock turned to 3:33. The world folded in half. There was no sound, no air, no up, no down, just grey, endless, colourless fog. My skin tingled. My thoughts were loud, like they were echoing outside of me. My mum stood a few feet away, barefoot in the fog, but she wasn't alone. Hundreds of people all standing perfectly still in the haze. Silent, eyes wide. A boy holding a melted teddy bear. A woman in a nightgown soaked in something dark. A man with no mouth. They all turned in unison to face me. Then my mum screamed, "Run!" I spun around, and the fog shifted. Something massive was coming through it. Not walking, slithering. It moved like smoke and teeth and time. No real shape, just a suggestion of hunger. "You were not invited," it said, voice like thunder behind my eyes. My body burned, my ears rang. I turned to run, but I felt a hand grab mine, my mum, eyes wild. "I told you not to come. This place, it chooses you. If it likes you, it keeps you." She shoved me backward, and I fell. I woke up in bed, gasping, drenched in sweat, heart hammering so loud I thought it would burst. The clock on my nightstand, 3:32 a.m. I sat up and saw my mum standing in the doorway. She looked different now, older, like she'd lived 1,000 years in a single minute. She didn't speak, just gave me a nod, sad knowing, and turned back into the hallway. The next morning, she was gone. No note, no trace. Except one thing, her clock. Still sitting on the nightstand, still ticking, still set to 3:33. She was gone. No scent on her pillow, no fingerprints on the doorknob. No one remembered seeing her at the grocery store. Her name didn't come up in any systems. It was like the world had politely erased her, all except me and the clock. It still ticked, still sat there, heavy and quiet. Even unplugged, it kept time. And every night I stared at it. And every night, it stared back. The first night after she vanished, I set alarms, drank coffee, did everything I could to stay awake past 3:33, but it didn't matter. I woke up at 3:32, sitting up, gasping for air, drenched in cold sweat. The same every night after. Sometimes I'd find the bedroom window open. Sometimes I'd find mud on my feet. Once, I woke up with a handprint around my ankle. Too long to be human. I started forgetting things. My job, my name, even my mom's face. But the thing I couldn't forget was what she said. If it likes you, it keeps you. A week after she vanished, I stopped sleeping altogether. Didn't matter, I still woke up. 3:33 every single time. Until last night. Last night, I didn't wake up in bed. I woke up in the fog, again. Same endless grey. Except this time, I wasn't a visitor. I was part of it. The other people, the still ones, the silent ones, they turned toward me, welcomed me. They moved aside, opening a path. At the end of the corridor of bodies stood the thing, the knot shape, the gnashing together of thoughts, watching, waiting. "You are ready now," it said. And then I understood. This wasn't punishment, it was inheritance. My mum hadn't broken the rules. She had made a deal, and I was the price. I woke up this morning still breathing, but something's changed. I don't feel like I'm all here anymore. The world is blurrier. People's voices echo like they're talking through water, and worst of all, the clock is gone. There's no more warning now, no more counting down the seconds. Just me, and the slow, certain crawl of 3:33 coming for me, every night, forever.